Hello students, I am Prerna Seth, Assistant Teacher in Government High School Jayanagar, Shamshabad, Agra. I welcome all the students of class 9th in today's English class. Dear students, today we will study about a story, The Last Leaf, and this is the 7th chapter of your book, Moments. This story will be taught in 2 parts and this is the first part of this story. So let's start reading about this story. But before we read this story, dear students, I would like to ask you a few questions. So let me ask you, how many seasons are there in a year? Yes students, how many seasons are there? There are mainly 5 seasons and they are, as you can see in this picture, summer, winter, rainy, spring and autumn. My next question is, in which season trees shed their leaves? I hope students you must be very well acquainted with this fact that trees shed their leaves in autumn. What will you call the leaf that is the only remaining leaf on a tree? Yes students, you may call it last leaf. Dear students, in this story, it is autumn and the wind is blowing hard. All the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen except one. Why does the last leaf not fall? Let's try to find out in this story. Dear students, before we start reading this story, let's know about the writer of this story. So, let's have a look. William Sidney Porter wrote under his pen name O. Henry. Dear students, what is a pen name? Pen name is a name that the writer uses instead of his real name to hide his or her real identity. So, William Sidney Porter wrote under his pen name O. Henry. He was an American short story writer. His stories are known for their surprising ending. William Sidney was born on 11th of September 1862 in Greensboro, North Carolina. As a child, Porter was always busy in reading. He worked in his uncle's drug store and at the age of 19, he was licensed as a pharmacist. As a young bachelor, he took an active part in social life. He was known for his wit, storytelling and music. He wrote a story every week for the New York World Sunday magazine for over a year. Some of his famous short stories included The 4 Million, The Gift of Magi, The Last Leaf, etc. He died on 5th of June 1910 at the young age of 47. So students, let's start reading this story. This story was published in 1907 in O. Henry's collection The Trimmed Lamp and Other Story. The story is set in Greenwich Village during pneumonia epidemic. So, let's start reading this story. Sue and Johnsy, 2 young artists, shared a small flat. The flat was on the 3rd story of an old house. Johnsy fell very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Sue, her friend, became very worried. She sent for the doctor. Although he came every day, there was no change in Johnsy's condition. So students, this is the story of 2 friends and their names are Sue and Johnsy. 2 young artists. They were artists by profession. Shared a small flat. They lived in a small flat. The flat flat was on the third story of an old house. Story means level or floor of a building. So they used to live on the third floor of that old house. Chauncey fell very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. Pneumonia, it is a disease caused due to infection in lungs. So Chauncey had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Gazing means looking fixedly for a long time. So Chauncey used to sit on her bed and look out of the window for a long time. So her friend became very worried. Sue was a friend and she was very worried about Chauncey's condition. She sent for the doctor. Sue called the doctor to examine her. Although he came every day, there was no change in Chauncey's condition. Although doctor visited them daily, yet there was no improvement in Chauncey's condition. So students, let's move forward. Here are some sentences. Let's point out whether they are true or false. So let's check. Sue and Chauncey, two young artists, shared a small flat. Is it true or false? Yes, students, this statement is true. Why it is true? As they were friends and they lived in a small flat. Sue fell very seriously ill in December. Is it true or false? Yes, students, this statement is false. Because it was Chauncey, not Sue, who fell ill. And Chauncey fell ill in the month of November, not in December. So this statement is false. Sue was very worried about her friend. Yes, students, I am sure you must be thinking the same answer. This statement is true, as she was very worried about her health. Chauncey had typhoid. It is true or false? Yes, students, this statement is false, as Chauncey had pneumonia, not typhoid. Now, let's move forward. One day, the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Chauncey?" "No," replied Sue. "But why do you ask?" The doctor said, "Chauncey, it seems, has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will not help her." Sue tried her best to make Chauncey take an interest in things around her. She talked about clothes and fashions, but Chauncey did not respond. Chauncey continued to lie still on her bed. Sue brought her drawing board into Chauncey's room and started painting. To take Chauncey's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. So students, one day, doctor took Sue aside. Aside means to one side. And asked her, "Is anything worrying?" Worrying means troubling Chauncey. Doctor asked Sue if there was anything that was troubling Chauncey. "No," replied Sue. Sue replied in negative. "But why do you ask?" Then Sue asked doctor why he was saying so. The doctor said, "Chauncey, it seems, has made up her mind." Made up her mind means decided that she is not going to get well. So according to doctor, it seemed to him that Chauncey was not showing any sign of improvement despite good treatment. And it seemed to him that she has decided not to get well. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will not help her. And doctor told Sue that in such negative state of mind, medicines would not help her. Sue tried her best to make Chauncey take an interest. Interest means curiosity in things around her. Sue knew that Chauncey's life could be saved by reviving her interest in things around her. So she made an effort to make Chauncey take an interest in things around her. For this, she talked about clothes and fashions. But Chauncey did not respond. Respond means react. But Johnsy did not react to all these things. Johnsy continued to lie still on her bed. Sue brought her drawing board into Johnsy's room and started painting. Sue moved her drawing board in her room in order to divert her attention from her illness. To take Johnsy's mind off her illness, she whistled. Whistled means make a musical sound by forcing air between lips. She whistled while working. So, in order to divert her friend's attention from her illness, she whistled while she was painting. Thus, she tried her best to divert her attention, as she knew that she was in depression and she needs to be convinced that she could be better, she could get well if she wants. Dear students, here are some choices. You have to choose suitable alternative to answer these questions. So, let's start. According to the doctor, what was the cure to her illness? A. Medicines. B. Strong medicines. C. Love and care. D. Her own willingness to live. I hope students, you know the answer of this question. Her own willingness to live was the best cure for Johnsy. Who has looked after Johnsy so well? A. Sue. B. Behrman. C. Johnsy's mother. D. Johnsy's father. I hope students you are very well acquainted with this fact that it was Sue, her friend, who was looking after Johnsy so well. Johnsy was suffering from A. Pneumonia. B. Malaria. C. Headache. D. Stomach pain. I hope students you already know the answer of this question. She was suffering from pneumonia. So students, let's move forward. Suddenly, Sue heard Johnsy whisper something. She quickly rushed to the bed and heard Johnsy counting backwards. She was looking out of the window and was saying 12. After some time, she whispered 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaves. So students, suddenly Sue heard Johnsy whisper. Whisper means speak in a low voice. Suddenly Sue heard that Johnsy was speaking something in a low voice. She quickly rushed. Rushed means ran quickly to the bed. She ran quickly to the bed and heard Johnsy counting backwards. And she heard that Johnsy was counting backwards. She was counting like 10, 9, 8, 7 and so on. She was looking out of the window, and when she was counting, she was looking out of the window and was saying 12. After some time, she whispered 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. Anxiously means nervous or worried. So, Sue was worried and she looked out of the window to find out what she was looking at and what she was counting. She saw an old ivy creeper. Creeper means a plant that grows up trees or walls or along the ground. It needs a support. So, she was looking at an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. So, she found out that Johnsy was looking at this old ivy creeper. As you can see that Johnsy was looking at this creeper, and this creeper was ivy creeper, and ivy leaves look like this. So, in the strong wind outside, as you know students, it was autumn and strong wind was blowing outside. The creeper was shedding its leaves. Shedding means dropping. This creeper was dropping its leaves. It was a natural process for trees or creepers to shed their leaves in this season. As you know, students, that in this month trees shed their leaves. So when this creeper was shedding its leaves, Johnsy was looking at this and counting the leaves remain on this creeper. What is it, dear? Sue asked. 6, whispered Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. It is autumn, said Sue, and the leaves will fall. When the last leaf falls, I will die, said Johnsy with finality. I have known this for the last 3 days. Oh, that's nonsense, replied Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that you will get better. Here, students, you know, it was autumn and creeper was shedding its leaves gradually. So, students, this depressed an already ill Johnsy, and she associated her illness with the falling of leaves. What is it, dear? Sue asked. Sue asked her friend, what is it? And why she was counting the falling leaves? 6, whispered Johnsy. They are falling faster now. Johnsy told her friend that now leaves were falling faster. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. It is autumn, said Sue, and the leaves will fall. Sue told her friend Johnsy that it is the season of autumn, and it is a natural process for trees and creeper to shed their leaves in this season. There is nothing new about it, so she should not worry. When the last leaf falls, I will die, said Johnsy with finality. Here, Johnsy associated her illness with the falling of leaves, and she said that when the last leaf fell, she would die. I have known this for the last 3 days. Oh, that's nonsense, replied Sue. Replied means answered. Sue answered her friend that this is nonsense. Whatever she was saying was nonsense. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? And she told her friend that her health and her illness has had nothing to do with the falling of leaves. The doctor is confident that you will get better. Moreover, she assured her friend that doctor was confident that she would get better. Now, students, select the most suitable alternative. What misconception had Johnsy developed in her mind? A. She was great. B. She can't be cured. C. She would die with the fall of last leaf on the creeper. D. All. Yes, students, I hope you are very clear about this answer. She would die with the fall of the last leaf on the creeper. What was Johnsy looking at out of the window? A. An ivy creeper. B. A mango tree. C. A rose plant. D. A banana tree. Yes, students, what was she looking at? She was looking at an ivy creeper. There was no change in Johnsy's A. ailment, B. condition, C. disease, D. case. Yes, students, there was no change in Johnsy's condition in spite of having good treatment. So, students, I hope you are getting the story and you are finding it interesting. Johnsy did not say anything. Sue went and brought her a bowl of soup. I don't want any soup, said Johnsy. I am not hungry. Now, there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. Sue sat on Johnsy's bed, kissed her and said, you are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us. Please, my dear friend, she begged Johnsy, promise not to look out of the window while I paint. Here, so Johnsy did not say anything. Sue went and brought her a bowl of soup. As you know, that Sue was very caring friend. She was looking after Johnsy so well. So she brought a bowl of soup for her friend. I don't want any soup, said Johnsy. But Johnsy was reluctant to have soup. I am not hungry. And she said that she was not feeling hungry. Now, there are only 4 leaves left. She again counted the remaining leaves on the creeper and said that there were only 4 leaves left on this creeper. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. Students, you already knew that she had associated her illness with the falling of leaves, and it was her belief that she would die when the last leaf fell. Sue sat on Johnsy's bed, kissed her and said, "You are not going to die." Here Sue assured her friend that she was not going to die. "I can't draw the curtain for I need the light." She told her friend that she wanted to pull the curtain so that she might not be able to see leaves. But as she had to finish her painting and she needed inward light to finish her painting, so she could not pull the curtain as she wanted inward light. "I want to finish the painting and get some money for us." You know, students, that they were struggling artists. So Sue wanted to finish her painting so that she might sell it in order to get some money for them. "Please, my dear friend," she begged Johnsy. Begged means pleaded. So she requested her friend Johnsy not to look out of the window, because she did not want that her friend should go into a deeper depression by looking at the falling leaves. "All right," said Johnsy. "Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I'm tired of waiting. I have to die. So let me go away peacefully like one of those poor tired leaves." "Try to sleep," said Sue. "I have to paint an old miner. I will call Berman up to be my model." Sue rushed down. Berman lived on the ground floor. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. She poured out her worries to Berman. She told him how Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. Here, Johnsy said all right. Johnsy was okay with her friend, and she promised her that she would not look out of the window till she painted. "Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall." But she requested her friend Sue to finish her painting as she wanted to see the last leaf fall. "I'm tired of waiting." As Johnsy was tired of waiting, as the last leaf had not fallen yet, and she wanted to see the last leaf fall, as she has related her illness with the falling of leaf, and she was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. "I have to die, so let me go away peacefully like one of those poor tired leaves." Here she has compared herself with the poor tired leaf. "Try to sleep," said Sue. Sue requested her to sleep so that she may be calm. "I have to paint an old miner." Miner means a person who works in a mine. Here Sue was making a painting of a miner. So for this purpose, I will call Berman up to be my model. For this purpose, she told Johnsy that she would call Berman as he was her model. She rushed down. Berman lived on the ground floor. Who was Berman, student? Berman was a 60-year-old painter, and he lived in the same building on the ground floor. So Sue rushed down to call Berman. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece. Masterpiece means classic. Bergman was also a painter and he wanted to paint a classic or a masterpiece. But he could not fulfill his dream yet. But that had remained a dream. Sue poured out her worries to Bergman. Poured out means conveyed. Sue conveyed her worries to Bergman about Chauncey. Why she conveyed this to Bergman? As he was an elderly person and his experience could be a great help for her. She told him how Chauncey was convinced. Convinced means sure that she would die when the last leaf fell. So here she told him about her misconception that she would die with the falling of this last leaf. Now students, here are two questions. So let us find out the answer of these questions. Who were Sue and Chauncey? Where did they live? Sue and Chauncey were young artist friends. They were struggling to establish themselves in the world of art. Both lived in a small flat which was on the third floor of an old house. Why did Sue seek the promise from Chauncey not to look out of the window while she completed her painting? Sue sought this promise because she did not want Chauncey to go deeper into the depression on seeing the ivy leaves fall. Moreover, she could not even pull the curtains to stop Chauncey from looking out, as she needed the incoming light to complete her painting and get money for the two of them by selling it. I hope students now you have understood the whole story till now. Dear students, I am giving you a home assignment. I hope you will do it with proper care and attention. Question number 1. Point out true and false statements. A. Sue tried her best to make Chauncey take an interest in things around her. B. Bergman was 36 years old painter. Question number 2. Fill in the blanks with suitable answers. A. Chauncey fell seriously ill in the month of dash. B. Bergman's lifelong dream was to paint a dash. Question number 3. Answer the following questions. How did Sue try to revive Chauncey's interest in things around her? Who was Bergman? Why did Sue share her worry with him? I hope students you enjoyed the class and understood what has been taught to you. Thank you.